Traders, today is the 17th of April. This is Brad Matheny. This is the Plan Your Trade video. Now, remember, we have a lot of data coming in. Let me come over here and get to the data. We have jobs data. We have treasury auctions. We have housing starts coming in, building permits. Get rid of the video. Get rid of this. We have Fed manufacturing index, business conditions, Philly capex, employment, new orders, prices paid, and we have the GDP now coming in, as well as Fed Vice Chair Barr speaks, and the oil rig counts, and the Fed's balance sheet. This is all after market, it looks like, just after the market. We have a number of earnings, I would imagine. Let's check out earnings. I use investing.com, just the way I like them. Been using them for years. Taiwan Semiconductor, look at all these. Blackstone, anything with a B, DR Horton, Truist Financial Corp. This is Thursday. Looks like these have already come in. Couple of mixed earnings. Netflix will come in today. L'Oreal, Cosmetics. We're going to have, let's see, morning. Roll through these. Millions. Manpower came in a bit higher. City Holding, that's a small one. I don't see any more Bs, but look at all these earnings. Just massive amounts of earnings. And then, of course, tomorrow is Good Friday. We're going to have a holiday tomorrow. So remember, we're not going to have a whole lot of going on with tomorrow's action. So do not try to hold positions overnight, obviously into Friday. If you're going to be doing any trading today, you want to try to carry it out into probably Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Now, my cycle patterns are telling us that we should be looking at another unmarked day. Yesterday was a kind of a bearish day. I'm kind of taking a look at what happens here. This is a counter trend day. We're in bearish explosive accumulation. I would imagine today's counter trend, whatever it is going to be up. And then we move into bearish exhaustion tomorrow, which may play out a little bit today. Remember, tomorrow's a holiday, Good Friday. And so the bearish exhaustion rally may be coming today. We'll see how it plays out. We're going to go back over here to the SPY. SPY is trading at 528, up 0.5%. Yesterday it was down 2%, so it's got a lot of ground to make up here to try to get up to that 540, 550, 560 area that I'm thinking. But again, you know, 0.5% is 2.91, 3 points. You know, we may see that 550 level that I've been suggesting is likely. I still urge you to consider these numbers here. These are fairly simple A and B type of outcomes. Below 520 is bearish, and above 535 is bullish. And again, I really do believe that we are going to be moving up into this area here, up into this area over the next 4, 5, 6 days, trying to find some resistance up above 550. So, you know, my data tells me that the markets generally are in this uptrend, setting up this inverted flagging pattern. In order to do that, we have to get a pullback. This is a very good indication of a high price level that is an active target. So we could see this move up, so to say, from these levels all the way up into this area, 550, 560, and then roll into this May low. Okay, and again, that's my presumption. I've been telling it to you all week. I have also warned you that volatility would be much smaller, volume would be much smaller. Look at how low this volume is compared to where we were before. You can see this very heavy volume here. Now we're back down into normal volume type of trending. we're moving into a holiday, April, Easter, and I just think you need to be prepared today for kind of a rolling, I would call it a rolling trend. I mean, to be honest with you, if I could come in here and drag this over 535, 520, right about there. I would suspect that the SPY having closed down in this area in between this range that I selected yesterday, I would say that that is again the range we want to look for. If we get above that 531, 533 area, which is I've marked here as 535, I think we could get a good solid rally up. And if we get below this 520 area, I think we're going to see a breakdown. So again, be aware that we've got a good solid range here, and like I said, I think we're moving up into this area still. Okay, QQQ, same type of scenario. We're still looking at that range. Sell below, buy above. And I think we're looking at that range. I think we're going to stay in this range. And until we break out to the upside, I really do think that we could see a move really back up into this area. Let's just draw it. 480, let's say 460 area. I think that's a very viable target to the upside, setting up this inverted excess phase peak pattern like this that may play out more like this. Into the rolling downward topping pattern that should set up the next big move. So we're really, while we're in this pullback mode, generally we are bullish. Okay, while we're in this pullback mode, generally we are bullish. Then once we get over here to this breakdown mode, this then sets us into bearish trending. So again, structurally, unless we get a breakdown here and we continue to move down, I believe we're still in a bullish trend, targeting up here this 480, 490 area on the QQQ. Okay, let's go take a look at silver and gold. Now, I mentioned to you that silver and gold would be targeting this $3,300 and $33 area. I've marked it right here. This is the $33 area. Silver got above 33 yesterday and stalled out, just like I expected. Gold got above the $3,300 area, rallied up to 33.60, 33.70, and has now stalled out. So, where we're at with this stall, guys, is we are looking at kind of a downward stalling consolidation pattern here. Deeper in silver. Go away. And silver is kind of interesting in the sense that, we can almost carry a line straight across these lows to set up our own kind of a flagging. Okay. So you can see how we've got this rally up, coming back down, possibly here, possibly here, possibly here. And that would be a very interesting, broader flag. We can also potentially carry these out a little bit. Oops. Kind of out into that area. So, what I would be cautious of in this, I've kind of drawn it pretty well, is kind of a flagging formation that sets up in an upward channel, somewhat like this. So, be aware that we could get a upward flag in silver over the next 4 or 5 days. before we get into some big breakout. Now, gold stays above 3,300 and continues to rally, which it's moving a bit higher right now. The pressure will be on silver to rally up above this $33 area. And remember, silver, when it does make its moves, it can be very aggressive. Okay, you can see here the big sell-off trend we had and the big rally trend. And then you can come back over here and see a lot of these big rally trends or multi-day moves up, hypothetically, you know, $2.50, or in this case, you know, a dollar, a little over a dollar. So again, silver, when it makes a move, you could easily see this rally up into the 34, 35, 36 area. And I believe that's highly likely going forward with gold. If gold continues to melt up, even though silver is considered the, you know, the, I don't want to call it the ugly cousin because I like silver, but silver is less appreciated than gold. But silver will make a big move as gold continues to rally. Remember, the next big move for gold is up here in the 35 to 37.50 area. So understand that, you know, I'm kind of really looking at, you know, this area here as the next big target window for gold. I think gold's going to make a very big move up into this area and then stall and then eventually make a move up into this 39.50 to 4,200 area. And that's going to be the next leg. So, you know, up, stall, and then higher. And that could be, you know, within 10, 15, 20 days by early May. Okay, lastly, we'll come back over here and go to our friendly Bitcoin. See what's going on. Again, this is daily. Don't think I have much drawing here. So let's come over here and play with the chart. We rally on up. We set our excess phase peak pattern. We roll down below the consolidated low, which I'll just draw right across here. We got these multiple lows right across here. Draw across our flag high right across here. We get our big breakdown into consolidation. Try that again. Big breakdown into consolidation. Big low here. And again, my belief is that we are moving through consolidation. We're showing weakness. We've got kind of a downward cycle consolidation phase in between basically this range here. So carry out this, carry out this line all the way out. And I believe the real move here is going to be to the downside, roughly the same distance as this, maybe a little bit deeper out to this area. And that's going to put us down in the $50 to $60, call it 61 to 56,000 area. And so now you can see that these are really roughly equal distant ranges. Here's the flag range. Here's the consolidation range down to these lows. So in theory, I can move this down here. And then here's the breakdown low that should happen back out over here, unless we get the invalidation, which invalidation would look like this to the upside. And we have yet to get that. So right now, we're still looking at a downward cycle trend. We're still looking at a breakdown. This breakdown right here that will likely come over the next couple of weeks. We are flagging out. We're getting lower volume. we would really want to watch this area for a breakout. I mean, this is really where the breakout would occur. If we're going to get the invalidation all the way up, we got to watch that 91,700, 92,000 area. And that's going to be where we get a breakout. Otherwise, I think we're topping. I think we're going to roll downward into this low. Okay. And we'll see how it plays out. Okay. Real quickly over here, and Vinv, I hope I'm saying that correctly. You posted a very interesting question. I'm going to talk about this. This is a very detailed question here. I'm going to leave this at the end. It's impossible to link. Is it possible, according to your theory, that the 2020 scenario, remember that's COVID, will repeat itself since tariffs are an artificial crisis? And these are some actions will disrupt the market. Basically, you can read his comments by pausing the video. And it does make sense that we could end up in a supply chain disruption because of tariffs. We could have also seen the first blip of the tariff. Now, the big question is, do we get that massive stimulus that prompted a massive rally? And I don't see that happening for quite some time. I don't think we're going to get the stimulus. I don't think we're going to get anything other than cleaner books, let's say, for the United States, potentially eliminating some fraud and waste. And it's going to come down to the U.S. consumer to drive the growth again. But very interesting question. I'm going to think it over a little bit, do a video today, talk to you guys about it. I'm right now. It poses an interesting question to me with the supply side disruption, meaning that hey, we're gonna have a disruption of products and shipping. We already know that it's happening, and that's going to be potentially worldwide. But at some point in time, we've got to realize that the big growth that came after COVID came from massive global stimulus, and I'm not sure that's coming right now. So we'll see how it plays out. Okay, I'm going to let this go right now. Remember, tomorrow's a holiday. Remember, we're looking at medium trending to the upside potentially here. I really do believe this. Look, we're up a little higher right now. I think we're going to probably try to meander our way upward into next week. So just like I was telling you. And of course, we had this rolling pattern trend with a couple of blank bars. Let me come over here and show you a couple of unknown patterns that have not shown up in 11 years. So we'll see what happens today, tomorrow, and I'll try to figure it out. And then here we have a momentum rally in gold. So let's see gold and silver begin to make a good, solid momentum rally to the upside. That would make me very happy. And again, I think we've got some really good opportunities setting up in metals for a big breakaway move. So I've been telling you for a long time that gold's going up to like $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. There's videos all over TradingView of me predicting gold going up above $9,000, $10,000. But again, we're just at the beginning of this. It's going to be very exciting for metals. I want you to be aware, you plan and prepare. This could be a very easy hedge, making you lots of money over the next 2 or 3 years. Going to be some wild swings, yeah, but if you understand the long-term scenario for metals, it's too big to ignore. Okay, guys, have a great Thursday. Go get some.